Good morning, good morning, good morning. I've got the sun shining over there, so it's going to be a little bit strange. Maybe I could move back and forward. I'm not quite sure how I should position myself. How are you all feeling? How are you experiencing life today? What's been happening for you? I know I said yesterday we're started getting to day 18 today on, in our case, lockdown. So just kind of give your thoughts. What's going on for you? That'd be good. Are you finding the things that you're doing helping you? What could you do more of? What could you do less of? I'm realizing something for myself, which is learning about order, learning how to be more structured in my day, because that then frees my mind of other things. So yeah, that's really one of the good things that I've kind of just started to really focus on. All right, so what I want to just really check in today is a little bit about how do we experience. I'm just going to change something. I think I've closed things down. I'm going to invite a few people in. Let's quickly invite people in so that if they are around, we can have a great big ball going on. Excellent. Let's just add everybody in that is allowed to come up. My other one, on the phone, it seems endlessly, but here they only give me a certain number because I'm online here. So what the hell? Okay, so let's just invite. Oh, no, cancel that. I pressed the wrong one. See, when you're not concentrating, you can do mistakes. Okay, so what I want to focus on today and look at, everything has a relationship to us. And yesterday I was on a call with someone who was actually promoting a book, Erica Manzi, and she does the threads of life. She talks about weaving, and as we weave, and she does the wording way. So weaving the threads, our destiny threads through our life. And here, while we're in this space, we are living our destiny. We are starting to live our destiny. We're kind of clearing and needing to find a new way forward. So this is really important because what she kind of made allusion to, and I hadn't really clicked about that, and I love collecting and connecting things, was the idea that we've had huge amounts of our trees burnt, certainly in Australia, certainly in lots of areas where, in America, where we've had lots and lots of trees burning. So the earth has got but dry, and the lungs of the earth has kind of been depleted a little bit. And that's, a lot of it is us that have done this. And it doesn't matter what people say or how it's spun. We, just by the fact of being on this earth and wanting to live and wanting to survive, we are competing with the earth for what the earth is doing in order to nurture us and nourish us. But the crazy thing is, what are we experiencing now with the coronavirus? Our lungs. So the lungs of the earth are being destroyed, and we have a direct relationship. Our lungs are a direct relationship with the lungs of the earth. Just a food for thought there. And it was a really interesting thing that I thought about. And then really to think about, while we're doing this meditation, perhaps to focus a little on what a virus does. So it comes into the body, and most viruses we have some sort of immunity to, or we at least can have resilience when it happens. And most of the people that have been sick have either been highly stressed, or, and we know some of, certainly here in England, we've had some of the people that have been nurses, medical staff, and they're pretty stressed. So there's a big chance that their immune system was starting to crash a little bit. And so therefore they got sick. But in general, it's been older people with more fragile, more problems, more complexities, and people that are immune depressed. And it's attacking the lungs. So the environment is not okay. But for all of us and for them, we need to find a way to close the boundary, to close the border, to close the receptors in some way so that the virus can't get in. And I guess if you've seen pictures of the coronavirus, you'll see they kind of got like little antennas and they stick up. And those antennas actually connect to antennas on the cell wall, the receptors. And that unlocks and it goes in. All right. So today, what I'd like you to do is to think about when you work with your feeling, if it's not a helpful one, to actually think of it in this thing of a lock and key system, so that this time you're going to change the lock. All right. You're going to change the lock so that a virus isn't going to fit in your lock. All right. And in the same way, when we have unhelpful thoughts are viruses too. All right. They're a different kind of virus, a different energy of virus, but they're a virus. And why I say that is because unhelpful thoughts actually diminish our energy. They decrease the frequency at which we resonate at. If we're resonating at a high, well-balanced, rebounding frequency, we are robust. When we're vibrating at a very low frequency, so a lot of our NHS staff are really struggling because they're worried about doing what they're doing. They're worried about not helping everybody else, and they're worried about what they're taking to their families. They're worried about themselves. So they're in this permanent cycle of worry, which means that they're worrying about the threat and they're not attending to hear. And they're not attending to their lock and key system. All right. So just think about any virus. A negative thought is just as bad as a virus. All right. So yeah, think about that and think about how can we change the lock. So when I work today, we're going to talk about undoing the lock. Hello, Priscilla. Thank you for coming on. Ruth, why do I keep calling you Priscilla? I'm so sorry. Maybe there's something going on there in my mind. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the lock and the key system. Let's think about it that way. All right, so we're going to, without any further ado, let's get into it. For those of you that haven't been here before, I want you to just kind of rate your feeling. So we've got two scales. We've got a happiness scale. So 0 would be neutralish, yeah, and 10 would be as happy as you can be, as happy as Larry or as Laurie, whichever one you want to put it. If you are not an 8 to 10, then there's something going on. All right. So if you're a 6, then why are you not an 8 to 10? So what's going on that's creating a 6? All right. If you, and it may be that you simply haven't really kind of sussed out contentment. Contentment can be happy, and maybe you have an idea that happiness means I've got to be bubbly, but maybe happiness can just be about being content, about knowing and having an inner sense of trust that things are okay. And then it may be recognizing how you're categorizing your energy level. All right, so just be mindful of that. And then we have another category scale, which is what we call our distressed scale. So that is where we are on the scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is neutral and 10 is very distressed. And where are you on that scale? Okay, if thoughts are bombarding you and coming in and it's creating a lot of distress and your thoughts are going round and round and you can't let go, then you're probably sitting close to a sort of an 8, 9, 10. But if you're kind of, you know, yeah, that thought is there, but I'm kind of managing, you might be a 4 or a 5. All right, so then it's about how do we change the lock and key system? How do we stop those thoughts slotting in so that we can feel more resourced? All right, so okay, the first thing that just to quickly go through, find your rating. Secondly, to kind of get a sense where you're experiencing that feeling in your body. All right, so where is it? Yesterday I had this kind of thing that was sort of over here. That's not there, so I feel quite a little bit, I feel a lot different on that scale. And actually today I'm feeling pretty good. So what is it that allowed that to happen? And I think it was that I could see this lock and key mechanism, and I thought, oh, here's something I can help allow people to kind of get another visualization that will allow us to see it in a different way, and maybe give us more control in a different way. Because control is not about holding on, but it's about learning how to manage and manipulate. Control is when we feel helpless, when we don't feel helpless, when we don't think we have a solution. We do have solutions. Yeah. So let's kind of look at how we can look for solutions, because there always is a solution in some way. Okay, now paying attention, kind of notice where it is in your body. Maybe you can close your eyes, get a sense where it is. If you can, put your hand on it, okay, so that you can connect internally. You know, the crazy thing is when we close our eyes, we connect. We don't see separation. When we open our eyes, we have the illusion of separation. So when we close our eyes, we're more likely to connect, and I can connect more to people like you on the recording, on here right now. And I can get a sense of you much, much stronger, because in this space, I don't see myself as separate. But the moment I open my eyes, I can, right? So it's just kind of interesting in how we perceive the world in another way. All right, so the next thing is to kind of get a sense of its border and its boundary, get a shape, get a color. If you can't see that, just ask yourself, if it had a color, what color would it be? What color would I paint it? Right? And just take the first one that comes up, the first thought that comes up, because that means that that's the right one. Okay? And look for the boundary, see how big it is, you know, how contracted, how big. Remember, when we experience a shock of any sort, we have a moment. It's almost like, and I had this image today of imagining, you know, all of us are basically molecules that are going around and over each other. We're energy, just energy, bits of energy that actually are coming together, and we're kind of walking. Lots of energy just walking. And what happens is when you have a moment of shock, everything just kind of suspends. And then we can't stay in that place. So we either going to choose then to defer back to an old pattern, or we're going to create a new one. All right. And the real perception of control is when we can see we can choose. We don't know the outcome necessarily, but we can choose something that's different from what we've done before. That's control. All right. So just play with that as an idea. And if there's anything there that you kind of want to suggest or tell me, or feel that may be useful, put it in the chat, please, because this is really important. Put your ratings down in the chat, and afterwards we can see how your ratings are for you. Actually, I've got some tightness at the back of my chest. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe it's the way I'm sitting. All right. So next, we're going to tap on the eyes, side of the eyes, under the eyes, nose, under the nose, chin, clavicles, sea of tranquility. Yeah, high heart, low heart. You can do it as one, doesn't matter. Under the arms, top of the head. If you get it wrong, don't worry. Wait till I come back. If you find one point seems just so good, stay there. Stay there, because that's your body saying, hey, I need you here. Right? So just honor that and just stay there. Yeah? Because you will get a sense. You might start to get a little irritated, or you might start to go, yeah, I'm done with that now. And what will happen is the part will just make you come into yourself again, make you notice more outwardly, and you'll start to hear me again. So don't worry, okay? Don't worry. There's nothing, there's no right or wrong in how we're doing things. It's just a meditation, all right? Good. Let's start. You've got your rating, you've got your shape, you've got your color. I've actually found that I've got a tightness behind my back there, and I can see it's in the trapezius muscles. All right, for me, that's more on my left side. Okay, that's interesting. And I'm feeling like a ball, and I'm seeing something sort of like this shape, and it is actually, it's white and black. So that's what I've got on mine. All right, this is my left side actually. This is an inverse image. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to start on the karate chop because this is the heart point. All right, so even though I have this feeling and I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know whether it will change, it may get worse, it may not, I totally love and trust myself anyway. And even though things are moving and things seem so extreme outside in my life, and I'm not quite sure, there's me feeling stuck, and I don't know if it'll change, I choose to love and trust myself anyway. And even though I have no idea whether things are going to get better, and I don't know how it'll be for me, I choose to love and trust myself anyway. Okay. Taking a nice breath in and out. This feeling that's sitting inside of me is becoming very bothersome under the nose, and I want to set myself free. Chin. I don't know whether it will come worse, and I don't know whether it'll go. I don't know what's going to happen, but I choose to love myself so anyway. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it's hard to see. Sometimes I can't make the links that will set myself free. And as I think and as I look, I find a way that's not usual. For as I look and see, there is me, and I'm not yet free. And I fear the feeling that's deep inside. I worry on the sides of our eyes that it won't go away. I let those thoughts that make me so fearful enter, because I'm scared that if I don't, I won't be ready. I won't be prepared. Because it's happened before, where I've turned my eye away and I've not been on the ball, and things have slipped in So I must stay alert. I must stay ready because I can't let anything come in. And my heart beats with trepidation, with the thoughts that I can't forget. It worries about everyone and how it's going to end. There are things that are out of my control, things that I cannot do, things that are being held still. Stagnant top of the eyes, and it feels so frustrating to have to be in this space. And yes, initially it may have been fun because it was new, but now the reality is sinking in that I have to begin something anew. I have to find another way on the chin to be truthful to myself, just so that I can release and let go of all those old binds that have been clinging to myself. Those binds that I opened the door to, that I didn't even know that I had. It's just when I've got the feeling that I know that I have been had. But like anything in any home, we can change the locks. We can change the entrance and exit points. We can stop what comes in. And we can push things out. So take a moment to have a breath and just go deep inside and take a look as you touch the top of your eyes and see that part where it seems to collide. Side of the eyes, just really notice that part that is worrying. And if you have the coronavirus, I want you to actually go and look for the virus here. Go and see those little things and find the cells that are your immune system. To let those viruses know that you mean business. You mean business. I want you to consciously, if you've got the virus, I want you to consciously go to the cells in your body and I want you to change the locks. I want you to imagine if you could see a cell Maybe it looks like it doesn't matter how you visualize it. I'm seeing like a round sort of cell, and inside there's another place, which is the nucleus. It's a round little bit, and all around it there's other things. And on the edges of the cell is the boundary. And I'm looking at those little receptors that I told you about earlier on, like little prongs on the edge. And you can see how viruses come. I want you to change them. I want you to change them. So if you can see them, say, I want you to either change the shape or I want you to change the color so that it means that it cannot allow a virus to dock. Yes. Good, 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 good. Okay, now I want you to just pay attention to that. And as you do that, I want you to tap both parts of your heart. We've got a high heart. Hi, Nikki. We've got a low heart. Remember, our high heart is the part of us that says what's me and what's not me. This is the part that when we love allows us to dissolve boundaries. It allows us to connect and link and let others in, so we match our lock and key system. But when it's a virus, when it's something that doesn't belong to us, we need to make sure that we change. So I want you to imagine this is the power center for the immune system. I want you to see a master there, your master controller, telling all the immune cells, change the lock. Change the lock. Change the lock so your receiving point is different. Okay, change the lock so it can choose a little more carefully what comes in the system. We can't close the system because our body is not like that. It needs to protect from other bugs too. So we need to change the lock for the coronavirus. All right. And this is the part that's me, not me. So I want you to imagine that it's pulsating out to every cell, every little immune cell, every cell. I want you to just kind of say to it, ready, steady, go. Slot. We've changed the lock. We've changed the lock. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Allow yourself to change the lock. Now, change the lock so that you're safe and you're vibrating at a better frequency. That's it. Good. Good. And underneath, we've got this part of our heart that's the ultimate receiver, but it also gives the beat of the universe. It is the first organ that forms when we're born, and everything communicates through our heart, through the vibration of our heart. Our heart is what started all the bits of our body to be able to move in all directions. Every cell in our body, we start from a single cell, but it doesn't know where to go. Then what happens is as our heart beats, the cell picks up the resonance and it knows where to go. It's the resonance that creates the DNA, that creates the form. Okay, so really be aware of that. So this heart that receives is also the giver. It's the giver. So it receives and it gives. And these two work like binary stars. And if you think about your heart does a top beat and a bottom beat. Top beat, feeding the lungs. Bottom beat, feeding the body. Feeding the lungs, feeding the body, feeding the lungs, feeding the body, feeding the lungs. And guess what lives near the lungs? Guess what? Yes, 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 yes. The thymus gland, yes, lives in the chest cavity, behind the bronchi. Yes. So you've started this pulsar. Go for the pulsar. In, out, in, out, in, out. Allow this rhythm to change, to change, to change, to change, to change, to change, to change. All those locks in the system. Okay, you're doing everything. And if you have any thoughts that are not helpful, Remember, this is a lock and key system. If your vibration is low, it means that a virus can get in because the lock is not working. So let's create the lock system. Let's change the locks. Yes, you are the communicator. You are the creator. There you are. Change the lock. Change the lock. Send out orders, send out the centuries, send out all those soldiers in your body, the immune system. There you are. Send them out, send them out, send them out. Doesn't matter whether they're masculine or feminine. Send them out, send them out, send them out. Because guess what? Each has its own unique way of, like phagocytes are engulfing. Yeah, so they work in a different way from macrophages. So just kind of notice some are more feminine and some are more masculine in nature. So you might be curious about that. Or how do we change that lock system? Yes, brilliant, brilliant. Just kind of notice. Let this pulsar work like this. Double clicking, double beating now, double beating. Yes. Allow yourself to have the pulsar. Really get to sense it. Really get to have it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Let it vibrate throughout your body, hearing this rhythm going throughout your body like a binary star. Okay, like a binary star. Good, good, like a binary star. Good, well done. And keep changing. And during the day, what I'd really like you to do is occasionally just beat with two hands. Just kind of noticing, okay, I'm creating this binary rhythm. Yeah, we're creating a rhythm that's going to go like a DNA. DNA is a double helix. Guess what? This is a binary star, double helix, double star. We're creating a binary effect. We're changing, we're shifting, we're changing our DNA. We're changing the locking system. That's it. Good. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Well done. Well done, everybody. Good. Remember to breathe. Remember to breathe. And what I'm seeing now is I'm seeing a sort of a coil, a double helix going from the top of my head, actually higher, right through my body, all the way down into the ground. And I'm just seeing the vibration vibrating out of my body, going sideways, up, down, all around. Just generally changing all the locks on the system. But what we want to do, remember, everybody is connected. Everybody is connected. So I want you to change the locks on the system of everyone. Remember, we're all connected. We're all connected at a very deep level. When our eyes are shut, we don't see separation. We're not separate. That's the illusion. So just allow ourselves to just feel this binary rhythm as we tap away, letting it go all the way, all the way, all the way. That's it. Excellent. Good. Well done. All right. Now, as you send out, I want you to let it move outside your body. Let it move through your aura, clearing your aura, clearing the energy around your body. You know, when you can feel heat, if you just have your body your hand just close to somebody's body, you'll feel heat. That's still part of their energy. They're generating heat. So this is part of the aura. So, and it's electrified. So just let it expand and expand and expand and just push whatever's negative, whatever isn't part of you. Just change the lock systems. That's good. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go to that part of you that was just a little concerned, a little bit worried, or maybe a part that just wasn't quite happy in the way that you would like it. You know, you can be hysterically happy and that's not really happy. So what is it? Just go to that part, just kind of send this beautiful little beat and just kind of go and recognize it does belong to you. And just let it hear this beat. Just let it know. Let the vibration move through it. You can ask it, what is it? What does it want? What is it feeling? Bring it into your body. Bring it into your heart. Let your heart expand. Oh, mine is expanding. I can feel it really, really, really warm. I feel actually, it's almost like the heart is encompassing the whole of my body right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay, okay. So, all right, now let that explode like a supernova going out to everybody. And as you explode it out to everybody, that energy, allow that part to do its bit because it wants to be. It's part of you. And as you share it, 360, up, down, sideways, front, back, as it explodes like a supernova, what I want you to do is be aware that at the same time, everybody is doing the same thing. We had a huge meditation yesterday, or this morning here in the UK. So just allow yourself to maybe connect, if you were around then, to that huge meditation. You know, time, we collapse time so we can still tap into it even if you weren't awake. And just allow yourself to receive. Remember, primarily, our heart feeds itself first because it knows the importance of receiving. So allow that energy of everybody else. Guess what? There it comes. Bring it back into your solar plexus, so the area just below your heart, in the sternum, top of your stomach almost. And just receive, and then allow it to come up into your heart to be purified so that it can expand out. Yes. Sending out good, glorious energy. Sending the virus. Thanking the virus for its job. It's been here. It's done what its job is. You know, we don't quite know what its job was, but thank it. It's gone. We are taking care of ourselves better now. We're understanding we are the lungs of the earth. We are the lungs, and we are going to work with the earth to create better lungs for the earth. So that next time, and we know there's going to be next times because there always is, but we'll be prepared because our lungs will be clear. We'll be prepared because we've taken care of our trees. We'll be prepared because we're looking after the earth. We'll be prepared because we see the truth of things. Yes, and we commit to that. We commit to that. Okay, just slowly, just let the beat calm down nice and gently. There's a slow, genuine pulsation. Checking in, seeing how that feeling feels. Okay, my feeling was probably about a 4 or 5. It's feeling different, it's changed, it's become very vibratory, very energized. It's still there, I can feel it, but it's not painful. Yeah, and it's kind of diffusing, it's becoming more energy. Yeah, so I can feel it, it's definitely there. It's moved down to my scapula, lower scapula. Good, all right, good. So, thank you for joining. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Yes, we got a 77% change. So let's see how that changed in our aura. I will show you what our aura picture was to start. That was the aura picture to start. And we'll see what it comes up with next. Be interesting. Oh, my goodness me. It's got more green. Okay, so let's see, coming on to more bronze. So that's interesting. And something else is coming into like a gold stream. So we'll see what happens. I will post them. I'll let you know. I'm looking to see how it's connecting to what we're doing. Is that making a difference? Is there a representation of what we're thinking and how we're meditating? Is that shifting something on a different layer? And can we see it in our aura? Uh, yeah, be interesting to see. Right now, it has been seeming to be kind of a little bit in line. But there are many, many layers. So we'll be going through layers. But every time we go through layers, we release, we let go. We release more and more. We become those beings of light. And remember, viruses happen when our frequency is low. So if you're finding yourself doing too much, pay attention. Pay attention to what you're doing and how you are doing it. Right? That's really important. And also, even if you are going to be going to work, if you're an NHS worker or a key worker or somebody that's taking care of anyone that is ill, make sure you change the locks before you go in. Right? You go in and you go, I'm just checking that all my locks are there. All my locks are changed. They're immune to the coronavirus. They're immune. Good. Change them. And in your mind's eye, just imagine, change, change. Create for yourself a beat, a rhythm that will start to resonate through you, uplift you, and will make that area inhospitable for a virus to even touch base. All right? Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for coming on, Ruth and Nikki. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.